Welcome to Creating Disney Magic with Lee Cockerell. Lessons in leadership, management, and customer service. You can create magic too. I'm your host, Jody Mayberry, and I'm here with Lee Cockerell. How are you doing, Lee?
Oh, good. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, Lee, I am feverishly packing. I leave very soon to travel to Orlando to teach the
Yeah.
world class customer service workshop. We've got a lot of buzz about that, Lee. I think it's going to be great. It'll be the first time we've taught this, but
Yeah.
it will not be the last. This has been a great process to come up with this, and Lee and I will probably record a couple of episodes live while I'm in Orlando. We always try to. Well, Lee, you remember not long ago we did an episode about service recovery, and people have been interested in that. It prompted this question. Kim wants to know, did you tie service recovery to customer lifetime value at Disney, and what did that look like? So did you keep track of that? Do you know if someone had a problem at Disney and you fixed it, did you ever keep track of what happened next? Did they come back? Did they spend more? How did that look?
Yeah. As a general rule, we didn't track that, but we had a lot of issues where we had guests were so upset with Disney, they said they weren't coming back, and we would go back and check later, a few months or a year later, and see, and almost always they had rebooked. But no, we didn't keep an ongoing record of whether they returned or not. But we pretty much know in any business if you take care of it properly and people feel like you were fair and you took care of the problem and without too many hassles, that they do come back. So at the moment, on the moment, people are upset and they sound like they will never come back. But we've all fought that in many situations in our lives, and after cooling down and let a little time pass, we often go back to that place that we were momentarily disappointed in. So, yeah.
Well, and you've mentioned it before, Lee, that you if something goes wrong, you have a better chance to show how good you are than if nothing goes wrong. And that's a really interesting way to look at it, because if a customer shows up and everything goes as it should and as they expect, they'll have a great time and they most likely will come back. But I think a service recovery incident can really lead to a customer savoring their time to say, "Oh my goodness, can you believe Disney did that for us?" Or Alaska Airlines did that for us. They didn't have to, and they stepped up when we had a problem and did it. So I think there is a very strong connection in service recovery leading to savoring that experience.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. If you really do a good job and do it quickly and are aware of it and do it before they leave you, and so they don't get off and have more time to boil over it. But yeah, I agree. Quick and try to get to the point to where they walk away feeling like they were treated fairly. And yeah, I agree. In any situation. Now, on the other hand, I think walking away and say you'll never come back to Disney is a little different than saying you'll never come back to a local restaurant because you might not. and there's it's not like you have 50 Disneys around to go to, but we really work hard to make sure that we every cast member has the authority to take care of issues and to sell, solve them literally, usually without even having to get the manager. They have that authority to do it right there on the spot, and they might even be the one that caused the problem, which is even better that they resolve it. So absolutely, I think we all have a responsibility when people are spending money with us and care about our service or our product to make sure that we are ethical and honest and fix it if we make a mistake. And there's a lot of mistakes these days with turnover so high and people coming and going. A lot of times it's just they just don't know yet, or we haven't got finished the training, and that's why we really got to work hard on making sure they understand before we put them out there in front of the guests. the basics at least, and teach them that when there is a problem that they can't resolve, they get their manager so it can get some attention before they walk out the door and have time to go on the internet and talk about it. So yeah.
Since we're on the topic of service recovery, I'm going to pull in a second question because Lee mentioned something that lines up with this. So Jen asked, how do you incorporate when to talk about service recovery in an environment such as a call center that doesn't allow you to take away from your current responsibilities? Meaning, if we step aside and talk about service recovery, we're not answering the phones and there's no time for that. What do you do in those situations, Lee?
Well, I think that depends on which company and what their policy is around talk time and allowing people to talk and deal with the issue and resolve it. American Express did a lot of training around their call centers years ago, and they told them they didn't have to hang up when a guest was complaining or had a problem or was talking about something personal, that it was okay for them to engage with empathy and talk about it and listen. And they saw their business improve dramatically because yeah, empathy works, and empathy is important because we all need it when we need it. And so yeah, I think it's whether if you set a policy that each call can last no longer than 60 seconds, then you're probably going to have a problem because the pressure, and when, by the way, most call centers have a 50-60% turnover. So you end up with a lot of people in call centers that do not know the answers. So it's why it's so important to keep the environment and the culture really strong in those call centers. Because can you imagine having a job that mainly when people call you, they're putting pressure on you to either know something or to solve a problem or to complain. And I did some training for Verizon a few years ago in call centers around the country, and that's one thing we talked about. Basically, call centers are there 99% for you to call and complain about because very few people are calling a cell phone call center with any other problem than complaints. And it's taking the time to listen, and because I think we all just want to have a nervous breakdown if we think we got to call our cell phone company or our cable company, and today you won't get anybody anyway. You'll get AI, which is going to frustrate you even more. So having the training up front, having people understand they're responsible for the service. But it's going to be interesting about how it's going to be handled with AI because so far my experience has been really bad. That there's a point to where AI gets off its script and just can't help you. And I don't know how they're going to resolve that. They come up with no solution. They come up with a script they read and or the system pushes out, but when you get to the real question, what are you going to do about it all? AI doesn't seem to have any authority, so I don't know, or any authority big enough to take care of a big problem. Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see when we move away from humans with discretion to systems who are all pre-programmed. And who knows what's going to happen? It's going to be, I think all of us are going to be a little unhappy over the next few years as we try to interact with our vendors and customers and people that you just can't get a hold of anybody. So that's interesting. That's why I'm still going to answer my phone. I'm not putting any AI on my phone. I want people to talk to me so I can get them booked and happy.
Well, and that's interesting. We've seen AI do well in a few things on the phone. As an example, scheduling an appointment. If you just need to call and schedule an appointment, AI can handle it pretty well. If you have a problem, that is kind of where it falls apart. And that is something we've seen fall apart even when people are answering the phone, that it doesn't always go well. And if we can't handle it well, it's hard for AI to handle it well. Lee, it's been a while since we've done it, but we've talked about service recovery on podcasts. We did a service recovery webinar one time. We've covered it in Cockerell Academy calls before. And you have talked about the last model for service recovery. And I think that's worth a recap here on this episode to refreshen you. Last is listen, apologize, solve, and thank. And what I like about this is that it gives your team a process or something to actually think through or work through, rather than you have someone that comes up and complains and they've got a problem and you just say, oh, sorry, that's too bad that happened, or I can't do anything for you. I think that last model lead, that does really make a difference, to have something that your team can actually work through that framework.
Yeah, I agree, and I think the most important part of that is listen. Uh, Instead of go immediately into a look on your face or that quiet uh, disconcern. Uh, this is listening. People just want to make sure you understood, and you've got to send the message to them with either nodding or yes or asking, could you clarify that? Because if I understand what your problem is, I'll make the right decisions. And if I don't understand, I may send the message that, okay, yeah, I've heard you. Okay. You can often, if you don't listen, you might solve the wrong problem. You might give them something when you didn't have to give them anything. Just get take care of the little issue and move on. So, and most of the world is not very good at listening to the details because we're busy. We want to move on. We're already feeling pressure because the guest is upset, and that's making us not have the best personality in the world. So, yeah, I think at last is, and I think yes, acknowledge it. Say, yeah, I'm sorry that happened. Don't tell the customer they're lying. I understand what I, I understand that's where you're coming from. I'm surprised that happened, but okay, let's get into it and solve it and move on. So and thank them again because I want all customers back, even the ones that are not mad or that are mad at me. I want them to get not mad at me and come back and do business with me. I mean, that's why we're in business, is to have customers, keep them, get referrals, get repeat business, and not let people go out and disparage our businesses on the internet and to other people. And word of mouth is a big deal these days, especially with the internet, where everybody goes and puts a rating on everything. And so, yeah, pay attention to that. Be so nice and so good to them. They go on the internet and say, "This is unbelievable. I had a problem. They just took care of it like you can't believe." Oh, yeah, good.
Yeah, it makes such a difference when you just take care of it and leave people talking about it. And the last model, that framework gives your team something to walk through, whether it's on the phone, whether it's in person. You could probably even apply it online. I don't think an AI bot will manage doing the last model as well as a human, but maybe you can train them that way. I'm not sure.
Maybe. Well, I think they will. I know I just read one this morning where they are teaching one of them responses. They're feeding in emotional responses, voice, the tone of the voice, and that I think it's probably unlimited what they can do as they figure it out. So, because everybody who has it wants it to go well. I mean, they don't want to make it not go well. So there'll be an incentive to make that as human-like as possible, and they will get there. I think, like everything else, you get there. It just depends how long it is, but yeah, it'll get there.
In all the years Lee and I've been doing this podcast, I don't think we've seen any change move as fast as AI is currently, which is why it keeps coming up on the show, because we can't ignore it. Every business is dealing with it. Every customer is dealing with it. So we have to bring it up from time to time. I do know there is pushback, especially with younger people, college grads coming out, not being a fan of AI, when businesses are going all in and college students are saying we don't like this, we don't want anything to do with it, but it's here.
And the professors don't like it when you look up the answers to the quiz while you're taking it.
Yeah, that happens. That
it's
definitely
uh,
happens.
it's complicated.
Well, service recovery, as we've talked about here, can lead to loyal customers, and taking care of them in the first place can lead to loyal customers. In the Main Street Leader, Lee always talks about turning customers or visitors or guests, whatever you call them, into cherished friends. Disney tries to do that, and we should all try to do that, to turn customers into loyal friends. And service recovery is a way to do that. And a great place for you to learn about service recovery, customer service, is what we offer in the Cockerell Academy, whether it's the Academy or one of the courses that we offer or the Main Street Leader. You can find all of it at cockerellstore.com. And another way that you can have a great time is to call our friends at Magical Vacation Planner to plan your next vacation. You can reach them at 407-442-2694 and let them know you are ready to go on vacation. Doesn't cost you anything extra. All right, Lee, do you have any final words on service recovery before we end this episode?
No, just to remind people that when you're a manager, you're supposed to keep your business under control, and making sure people leave happy is a great way to keep it under control and have all the systems, procedures, and training in place to make sure that happens. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Lee. Thank you for the question. So if you have a question, you can send it to either one of us. Lee's at leecockerell.com. I'm at jodymayberry.com. Until next week, go out and create magic for others.